Good morning, Spinal Health and Wellness friends. Dr. Andrea here. And today I'm going to be chatting with my friend Amy Marshall. She's a local mom who really is living a nice green lifestyle, and she's teaching families how to live this type of lifestyle and have less toxins in their life and in their home and in their food, in their skincare products and their hair products. So let's welcome Amy and see what it is we can learn today from her. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Dr. Angela.
Well,
Thanks for having me today.
My pleasure. So it's been a great journey for you, and you've really introduced me to so many knowledgeable things that can help my family and I live a more green, clean life and have less toxins in our home, our bodies. Can you share with everyone out there what your journey's been or your wake-up call that's had you change so many things in your life?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I would say that I was never this person my whole entire life. So I didn't grow up like green and clean and had a focus on that in my life. It probably wasn't until my son was born, which was 9 years ago. So it was while I was preparing my pregnancy for him, I came across a book called Raising Baby Green.
Oh, yeah.
I read that book, and I think that was probably my aha moment or my biggest awakening that I had, just about bringing a newborn into the world and all the things that I could do as a mom to prepare his space and to prepare my lifestyle to bring in a healthy child. So that was my biggest awakening. And that's what kind of woke me up to thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't even know all these things existed.
Right, because it's such a blessing and we take on so much responsibility with these children. We just want them to be as healthy as possible, and that really starts prior to our pregnancy.
Exactly.
And we start this learning adventure. I don't think we're aware of everything that goes on until we really dig in.
Yeah, and you start reading, and then you learn, the toxic burden that you carry as a mom and the environment, and then how that's actually impacting the baby that you're bringing into this world. It was a pretty eye-opening experience.
Sure. And well, some of the changes maybe that you've made, you can share, and what maybe some of the biggest impacts have been or that have changed your family's health overall. Like, what are some of the biggest things you've noticed with the changes you've done, I guess?
Sure. I think, it's kind of overwhelming to think change, so I think it was a huge impact, one, to read the book, and then to just change some of the basic things, like our environment, bedding, and the surroundings, some of the products we were using and the chemicals that we were bringing into the home. So I started just slowly changing those out, and at a cost, affordable way to do that. When you're thinking and you're reading something or you're learning something new, you're thinking, oh, I just want to rip the Band-Aid off and go buy everything that I can and just replace everything. And you can't do that. It's really expensive to do that. So as I started to integrate things into our lives in my family over years, I've started noticing that our allergies have reduced. Our sinus problems have reduced. Our skin has gotten clearer. Our health has improved. And to me, that's priceless.
Certainly.
And those are really the biggest changes that I've learned about.
And I would have to agree with that. With my children as well, I switched a lot of the bedding and the cleaners for the bedding and the pillowcases and the types of pillows. And it's made a huge change in allergies and the breathing issues and things like that. That's wonderful.
Right.
So how do you keep your house and your lifestyle a little more affordable and green? Like, what are some of the products maybe you can use in your home that aren't so pricey, that might not leave a toxic residue or not leave us a harsh chemical, I guess? We're looking to use things that aren't so harsh on our skin, our body, our lungs, our hair.
Right. So I think one of the biggest things I learned about was Environmental Working Group.
Okay.
It is a third-party organization that's a nonprofit. And I learned about them years ago and what they do for us as consumers. So they go out there and they rate the products that we're using today on the market and they're looking at levels of allergy and levels of toxin from an endocrine perspective or reproductive standpoint, as well as how it affects, an allergy rating on someone. So we know that, you could use something and be totally fine with it, and I could use something else and be seriously allergic to it. And we don't know necessarily what is it in that product. So the environmental working group goes out there and they rate, skincare products. They rate your laundry detergent. They rate the kitchen and cleaning products that you're using for all of those levels. So first thing, I went and looked at those things. Unfortunately, they don't rate the price because then that varies all over different places and where you can buy something. Yeah. But I looked at those products first and looked at where the toxic burden lies. And then I went and said, okay, well, is that an affordable product or not? And just from a rating standpoint, looked at all the ones that ones that you could see in your grocery store or ones that you could see at Target, ones that seemed easy to just buy from, a simplicity standpoint. And then I started researching online some of the homemade products. So I know you and I talked about like, what did grandma use? Or I just think like, go back to the basics. That's really part of what I really learned is simplicity and going back to the basics. So I think you and I talked about lemon. Oh yeah. And using lemon. It's a degreaser. It can, people just put the whole rind now down the dish disposal. It's a really great product. Baking soda. Nice. Vinegar. Nice. Those products can be used for a whole slew of different things to clean your household. Those are cheap. And here's a sidebar on that vinegar. We started a few years ago using it as a weed killer. Oh. The yard smells a little bit like a salad sometimes, but it's just amazing if you put it on the cracks of the sidewalk and things, and it kills the weeds. Right. And you're not putting toxics, all these toxins into your ground and into your groundwater and things like that. Right. And then you think about the animals and the dogs and the cats. So it does go beyond us as individual humans. Like we start thinking further even down the line, like how this is not only impacting our newborn, but how is it impacting our pets and things like that. So yeah. And so I learned about a product called Dr. Bronner's. There's tons of products on the market, and Dr. Bronner's has been around for a really long time. And it's a concentrate. So how do you take a concentrate and dilute that and use that product over a series of different things? So it's like 1 to 2 teaspoons of Dr. Bronner's in my spray bottle with water. I've had this bottle for 5 years, and I think it was $10 to purchase it. And you still have the same bottle? I still have the same bottle. So there you go. Affordable. I think $10 over 5 years is well worth it. That's a pretty good deal. And I use that as my kitchen cleaner, my bathroom cleaner, and then I have different bottles that I put different essential oils in, one for like a smell, one for, a degreaser, or one for like to spray and kill germs. Yeah. So there's really great tea tree oil and oregano oil. There's things that are out there. Frankincense. There's some really great things out there now on the essential oil market. But that is a whole new thing. But I do love it. We use quite a bit of it in our home, in our office, and it's non-toxic for our children. So I just love that. And even on our dog, we use it. So there you go. Right, exactly. Right. Taking and thinking further. So are there, besides the environmental working group website, what else do you use? Isn't there an app for that as well? And so if you're at the grocery store or you're trying to buy new laundry detergent, there is an app from the environmental working group. Okay. And that app can be downloaded on an Android or an Apple. And it looks like an E with rings around it on the app. It's green too, right? And it's green. It's green. So when you're looking at that, it's green because it's healthy green. It's clean. And so when you're at the store, you can barcode. You can just scan the barcode on the app, and it could pop up the product. If for some reason that doesn't work, you can type the name in of the product. You can be specific, but it has to be exactly the same. Okay. So you kind of have to learn the app as you're going through it, and then it'll rate the product. And right then and there is a true learning experience. I have a teenager, as well as you have children, and as my daughter grew up, she would say, "Oh, I want this deodorant," and I would say, "Well, let's get out your environmental working group app," because she has a phone, and she looks at that and she says, "Oh, Mom, it rates a 9." Ooh. Right. So you and I both know that a 9 is not a good. 9 is very toxic. So 0 is the best, all the way to 10 being the worst. So she learned a lesson at that point. And I said, you just do me a favor, go find another one that has a better rating. And so I wasn't necessarily looking for a zero, but I was looking for a better rating.
Right.
So that app is truthfully priceless. It is the best tool out there. When it comes to other products that I like and clean type things, obviously Beauty Counter.
Yeah, that's a wonderful product. I was going to mention that. That's the skincare line or product that Amy introduced me to a few years ago at this point, and my whole family's been using it. It's a non-toxic, really safe line, and they're working really hard to keep toxins and GMOs out of our products so that people have less allergies, diseases, things like that.
Right. So the crazy thing about that is when I was health coaching, everybody would say, well, what product do you use on your skin? And truthfully, I was using a product that I knew that was really safe, but it didn't perform very well. So across my years, I stumbled across Beauty Counter, all one word. And when I stumbled upon that, I learned that they're an education-based first company. And truthfully, I learned that there was over 60,000 chemicals in the United States, in which 10,500 of them were in our skincare and cosmetic industry. And I was pretty much blown away, thinking like, how did this happen? So this is only post World War II that all these chemicals have come to light. So, and the thing that's the scariest thing is they're not really regulated. So through the FDA, regulating wise, our country is about 15, about 11 was where we started when I was with Beauty Counter, which is only 4 years old. And I learned that only 11 chemicals were being regulated. That's huge. And I think one of the biggest things after learning about that is the word fragrance.
I was going to bring that up, because isn't that the way that they can hide quite a few of these toxic type chemicals?
So, you're reading a label on something and it's like, blah, 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 fragrance. And you're thinking, oh God, I'm so allergic to this product, or I'm having a reaction. And you're like, what is it in here? Well, behind that word fragrance can have hundreds of different chemicals. Because it's not regulated.
That's just crazy that it can be that way.
Yeah, it's a trade secret. So, Beauty Counter not only is providing, skincare, cosmetics, products for the entire family, from baby all the way. We are getting ready to launch a new product for men. So it covers the whole basis.
Did you hear that, Dr. Tim? New product for men.
Yeah. That's good. Counterman is coming.
Oh.
So yeah, get ready, Tim. So get ready, Dr. T. It's coming. But, so there's so many great products out there. And the reason I love Beauty Counter is they're trying to change the industry and shake up the fact that, and waking up everybody that this is what the situation is today. How can we advocate, for our health?
Definitely.
And how do we advocate, in making change?
Definitely. So there's so many things that touch on toxics in our life, and toxic chemicals, from our home to our makeup to our hair. And I know Beauty Counter also has a line for our hair, because I've used their shampoo and conditioner as well, because our scalp is part of our skin and toxins can easily go into our scalp. So a non-toxic type hair conditioner or shampoo would be much better for our overall health as well. But we also have the issues of food, which is a huge, huge title in its own. And is there a website that you like to use for food as well? Is it mostly Environmental Working Group?
Yeah, and I think it's worth us doing another one of these over food. So you have to start somewhere, right? Food is such a controversial topic. It's so sensitive and so personal on so many different levels, right?
Certainly.
So you start with, and I think the most or least offensive one is to work on cleaning up the home and cleaning up the environment, and then really dive into look at the food piece, which I think is very sensitive. But Environmental Working Group does an amazing job of on their homepage helping you understand what's clean and what's dirty. So they have the clean 15 and the dirty dozen, and really that's a great place to start.
And that's not a hard way to start. If that's how I started many years ago, was just looking at things that you can just switch out for a healthier version. And
right. And really
strawberries.
Right. So does everybody have to buy organic food? No, there's certain things that we should put our dollars towards to purchase organic food, because it's expensive. So we might look at strawberries, we might look at tomatoes. And when you look at that clean 15, it talks to you about these are the things that are the cleanest. And then you look at the dirty dozen and you might go, oh my gosh, that's probably where I need to spend my money on switching that one thing that you're using in your household out.
And most people can find the starts for all of this on the environmental working group website, and they can start using the app. And on the website, I believe there's different links and books and things that they could dive into.
Absolutely. I mean, it goes from, so their skincare, cosmetic, home care product is environmental working group /skin deep, although you can still get to the skin deep piece, which is all the ratings of those. And then within that just homepage of Environmental Working Group, or ewg.org, you'll find things on food, specifically fish, and contaminated, like mercury levels and things on fish, which I think is a really great resource to use.
I do too. And baby steps. We don't want to overwhelm you, but baby steps is where to start. And this website is wonderful for it. Its app can help you a ton. And if you do have questions and you'd like to get some more information on anything that Amy Marshall has been sharing with us, I believe, is this where they can reach you on this at Creating Healthy Roots?
Yeah, that's my Facebook page. So I think it's just easy at the top not to have to remember anything except for that @ sign, and Creating Healthy Roots with an S. And you can go on there and message me anything. I think we're all at different places in our lives. And that's why I think it's a good place to just direct people to a resource.
Certainly.
Because you know where you are and where you want to be. And if you have any questions about products or things specifically, or any issues that your families are having, feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Nice, nice. I really appreciate you sharing this information, because in our offices, now we have the second one open last week on Churchman's Road inside the Birth Center. So we're really trying to reach out and share good information for families and their friends on healthy living and toxins and things that might be good for your children and things that might be healthy for you, and just different ways to help the families have a healthier lifestyle or a healthier life. So reach out to Amy and she can answer some of your questions or maybe head you in the right direction. And if you're interested in Beauty Counter, definitely reach out to her. I love this. My whole family's using it, and I've seen a huge difference in our skin and our overall skin health from these products. So go ahead and reach out to her. And it's been an honor to have you today.
Thanks.
She's such a good friend and a great healthy living type woman. So thank you all. And we will be back with lives after the new year. So have your family have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa, and just happy holidays to all of you.
Yes, happy holidays.
And may everybody have a wonderful new year. We'll see you on our lives in the new year. Thank you.
Bye.